Hey there. Coffee's almost ready, and so are the things that we've been brewing at Sigma. At Sigma, mornings really always start with a little bit of caffeine and a lot of ideas around in the building. And lately, these ideas have been building up to something that we are excited to share with you. At Sigma, it all comes down to one thing, which is connection. And it might mean connecting your data to your insights to your actions, and connecting the people behind the scenes at Sigma with our customers. So today, I'm really excited to introduce you with Jake, who's going to talk about webhooks and how webhooks connect Sigma to the external systems. Sarah, who's going to talk about MCP and how Sigma customers can use this from Claude and ChatGPT, as well as Jisha, who's going to be talking about the new Anthropic model selection. So let's go find them. Hey, Jake, how's it going?
It's going well. How are you, Alec?
I'm doing well. I know you've been working on some of the features that make Sigma connected to the outside world, and I want to know a lot more about it. Can you tell me about it?
Yeah. So I've been working on a feature that's called the Webhook triggers. It's basically a feature that lets users or allow users to let the external system speak back to a Sigma endpoint through a post request to start a back-end action sequence. And it's basically like the builder really defines the expected request byte schema, how it looks like, define the parameters, they close the workbook, and then the endpoint can actually speak back to Sigma again.
I'm excited about it. Let's see it.
Yeah, of course. Happy to show you.
Here in this example, we're showing the Cold Provisions workbook. Cold Provisions is an ice cream shop, and in the R&D tab here where they research and submit new flavors, ideas in the ideation board. So here in this example, we can add a matcha flavor. So here the generate flavor is basically using a quick function to generate a one-sentence summary on the flavor itself before submitting it back to the team to get approval or denial on if this flavor should be added or not. So here we're seeing like a quick flavor and that, a quick description on the flavor, and then I'm going to be sending the flavor for review. What this does is it submits the flavor for the ice cream with the description in an input table where you can see there's a column for approval or rejection. And it's also through an API action. It goes to Slack where you're seeing this approve or deny button by someone else who lives outside of Sigma. So let's say we like the flavor and I would like to approve it. So we're going to click approve, and then it will show that this was approved by Jake Gadd. And if you go back again through Webhook triggers, you can see that the table got updated instantly in the workbook without even opening it or doing any manual work. And in this case as well, we have another action wired up that once a flavor is being approved, it should go under the approver list with the name that approved it, which is also happening outside of Sigma. And you can see here it got approved. If it got rejected, it would have gone to another list where we're listing all the rejected flavors. This is how Webhook triggers works, as well as how Sigma really interacts with outside systems to create an end-to-end workflow for our AI applications.
Can you also talk to me about some of the customer benefits around this and the use cases?
Yeah, of course. So the most exciting part about this is really closes the loop on how Sigma interacts with the outside world. So before, Sigma can only send out API requests, and the only way that we can speak outside of Sigma is through it's a one-way street. So you can have an API action or something or a stored procedure to speak to something externally. And when that job is done, when the AI agent finishes their job, there's been a gap. So there's no way to actually retrieve this information back to Sigma. So there's Webhook triggers who are really closing this loop and making really AI applications bi-directional.
Awesome. So really, regardless of the system, like Salesforce, ServiceNow, as you mentioned, whatever the customer has in their stack, we are able to connect to them, and the user doesn't really need to leave the Sigma application
exactly
to get that information.
Yeah, some of the use cases that we see customers use today, they have a workflow or a process, and part of that process is happening externally. So let's say Salesforce or ServiceNow, and they define this endpoint through the webhooks, and whenever the final part or the external part of the job is updated, they send it back to the Sigma endpoint, and they can actually wire up more actions and API actions and send us an email, all without opening the workbook.
Well, that was fantastic. Thank you so much, Jake.
Of course.
Yeah, continue all the hard work.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. So I finally found you. I wanted to talk to you about all the new things that we've been working on with MCP. So can you explain a little bit to me?
Definitely. Yeah, so we've got a Sigma MCP server, and that lets you connect to Sigma from Claude. I can show you a little bit in a second, but the thing I'm really excited about, like, I love the fact that you can search for anything, you can list documents, describe what you have access to, and you can also query the data that's in Sigma. So if you've got any sort of data modeled in Sigma, you can query those data models as well as anything in workbook. But you may have noticed today that when you're using MCP, you kind of get to a point where you want to know more. You want to dig into the data a little bit deeper. You want to maybe start collaborating with one of your coworkers in Sigma. And we're adding a tool that lets you save your analysis in Sigma and start exploring and continue your exploration.
I see. So like I got a response back. I want to drill down and do more with this data. So I would say, let me go to Sigma.
Yep.
And then you can continue your exploration and then build and distribute the asset.
Exactly. So going from Claude, where you've got the little like markdown table that you might see, you can go into Sigma, make it into some charts, start exploring, collaborating with other people, take action on what you see there, and share it with other people.
Very cool. Let's see it in action.
Yeah.
So let's explore example web analytics data in Sigma. Claude is going to discover the Sigma MCP server, which I've already configured, and explore what tools are available. So now I have some additional details. There's kind of a lot here, and it's kind of tough to share this information. Please open this in Sigma so I can share it with Zolek. And you'll notice that it's prompting me to explore in Sigma. That's because I don't want Claude to always create a workbook whenever it wants to. I want it to ask for permission every single time. Let's take a look at the workbook. Amazing! I can see signups by month and by traffic source with all the underlying data that I could dream of. I've got the groupings pre-aggregated so that I can see at a glance everything that's important and drill down into specific underlying data for a group to try to better understand different traffic sources that contributed each month.
That was great. I also heard that we've been working on a plugin. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Definitely. So our plugin that we've been building basically combines the power of MCP with skills.
Okay.
So you may know a little bit about skills. These are not just like your cricket skills. These are also helping the AI tools basically understand better how to perform well and what they can do capably. So we're going to bundle the MCP tools with skills that sort of give instructions about specific tasks like building dashboards or building apps, and also any automation that helps you like trigger webhooks or call agents all together in a plugin that you can use with Claude.
Got it. And so previously, I know the rest of the endpoints that we had were only available through CLI, but now any business user is able to call like any endpoints in natural language and then also build things within Sigma.
Definitely.
Very
so
cool.
This takes it beyond just the coding agents and into just the regular chat experiences.
Got it. Does it also mean that we'll be including some of our migration skills as part of this plugin?
Definitely. So if you are using any legacy tools like Tableau or Excel and you want to migrate that content into Sigma, then you can absolutely start working with this plugin and sort of move all that business logic into Sigma.
Very cool. Can I see that as well?
Definitely.
Okay.
I can take a mock-up of a dashboard designed to match our company's style guidelines, featuring KPIs, bar charts, a line chart, a table, and even an agent. With the Sigma plugin and an AI tool, I can convert this mockup into a Sigma workbook. Here, I added a straightforward prompt to take this Claude design and turn it into a dashboard in Sigma. Claude used the tools available from the Sigma MCP server and the associated skills included with the plugin to build a fully functional dashboard. The mockup is now a fully functional Sigma workbook. It has all the same components of the mockup. Now they just all live in Sigma. What I love is that I can use Sigma's MCP and our Claude skills to go from mockup to a fully wired business application in a single prompt.
Thank you so much for all the explanation.
Definitely. Yeah.
Okay,
I'll
take
see you
care.
around.
See ya. Hey Jisha, how's it going?
Hey Sala, good, how are you?
I'm doing well. I wanted to ask you about the new model selection capabilities that we've recently introduced. Can you walk me through that?
Yeah, so previously you could select Anthropic models that are hosted on the warehouse, but we've just added the capability to connect to Anthropic models directly via API key. That also gives you the option now to select a different embedding model, so you can split your embedding model configuration and the AI models used for the rest of your AI features that are not embedding or search related. Now you can power AI features on Sigma using Anthropic models via a direct API key. Let me show you how. I'm on the admin console on the AI settings page here. And I'm going to click Select Provider, where I see the option to choose a data warehouse hosted model or external models. Here you'll see the new option to pick Anthropic and simply type in your API key. We've also split out the provider for embeddings that power your semantic search. So you have full control over using a data warehouse hosted model if you'd like for your embeddings and connect to Anthropic directly for all of your other AI features. So I'm going to hit save. And now I can configure other parts of my AI settings, set up my AI usage tables so that I can see all observability of feature use on Sigma. Let's go ahead and use an AI feature that'll be powered by these Anthropic models. I'm on Sigma Assistant and I'm going to ask a question. And here's my answer. This is now using Anthropic models. Now here I am on the AI usage dashboard where I can see that the model used for this question, this request was Claude Sonnet 4.6. So now you have more control on your AI costs and governance with these additional options for powering AI on Sigma.
Very cool. I know a lot of customers had been asking for that. What other things that are we doing from a model selection and control capability perspective?
Yeah, so this is just the first step. We want to expand the choices provided for AI providers, models, as well as how you look at your tokens consumed and token limits. So we'll have control over AI provider and model family at a user and team level. We'll also have token limits that you can set at a user or team level that are enforced in the product.
Very cool. I think that's a good amount of flexibility that our embed customers can also benefit from.
Absolutely. Embed customers can separate all of their customers and their AI providers and models and track them separately.
Very cool. Thank you so much, Jisha. And so that's a wrap for today. We talked about webhooks and how they can connect Sigma to the external systems. We talked about MCP, how a user journey starting from Claude can end in Sigma. And then we talked a little bit about the new model selection capabilities within Sigma. Reach out to your account manager to try them out, and I will see you in the next launch. Thank you.